Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today I'm doing an interview with my good friend Alex, and this is his place. Alex, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Yeah. Alright, so today we're kind of doing an interview about businesses today, and kind of like the real life struggles, the come ups, the what goes good, what doesn't. I've learned a lot since opening a business here too. My business started about a year and a half ago. It was the only 24/7 boxing gym in Minnesota. Now there's another one. One of my good buddies, Mike, opened one up in Woodbury as well, and it's pretty much designed just to be an atmosphere for you to come in with your friends and family 24/7 and get a workout. You can see there's a couple people, maybe you can see them in the background working out right now. So, but yeah, that was just kind of my dream. It started in a little storage unit, and that's why it's called Hidden Storage Box. I used to jog to it every day. It was about 2.5 miles from my house. And I'll jog home after I put in like 8 to 12 rounds, and eventually got enough followers on Instagram. Here we are today, Todd.
Yeah.
Worked out. But it doesn't always. It barely did.
There's a lot of struggles when it comes to owning a business, and I think that's something that you should probably address.
Yeah, I mean, when I first posted it, I used to have a ring in here, and a lot of people seen that ring, and when I got rid of it, there was 100 people that commented that never even stepped foot in my gym that said, "Oh, why'd you get rid of that? Like, yeah, it was a bad idea." Like, well, you have no idea. You've never been in here. So, like, the ring was like a learning curve for me. Like, it took up like 40% of my square footage, and I tried to make it more fighter style when I first opened. Now I'm trying to make it more family friendly and more well-rounded. So we got bikes, treadmills, we're doing more cardio classes, and but it's been a learning curve, because when I first opened it, I thought I was going to get 100 members in the door, and at $50 a month, well, that's 5,000. Then I train 20 hours a week. Well, there's another 1,000 a week. So it's like you think you add up all these numbers, and I'm like, oh, I should make 100 plus K my first year. And let me tell you what, we were a lot far off on that. The 100K didn't happen. We're still shooting for that first 100K a year and a half deep. We're still shooting for that first 50 probably. But you know what? It's been fun. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's been a great life experience. But the struggles are real. They're definitely real. On a bigger scale, I opened up a business that cost me $25,000. On a bigger scale, I could have failed if I would have went for a $250,000 gym. There's only so many serving shifts I could pick up at my other job when the gym wasn't doing hot. And, I needed to make members. I could go pick up other shifts. If I had a $10,000 overhead, there's only so many hours in the day. So, I was very fortunate that I started out on a small scale and was able to learn the ropes. And now, if I did want to go to maybe a bigger scale and try it again, I do feel confident in knowing what my niche is and kind of knowing how to be a little more well-rounded walking into it, how to advertise walking into it. The setup is super important, especially for this business. I opened up 17 days later after I said I was opening up a gym. Terrible idea. Advertise it for 3 months, get some big signage out there. We didn't do any of that, so we kind of missed that big rush that you see in businesses like this. From other business, a restaurant opens up, you're on a wait list for your first couple months. Everybody wants to see, oh, what's in there, what's in this place, everybody wants to go there, oh, new boxing gym. I just didn't really blow it up right away, so that's going to be something I'll do, like a founder membership. First 100 people in, get a free pair of boxing gloves with Hidden Storage on it and a t-shirt at the next location. That'll probably be, something that we'll shoot for. So, but yeah, it's been a real big learning process. Like I said, there's a million ways you can fail, and there's a million ways you can succeed. I take that back. There's probably 100 ways you can succeed and a million ways you can fail. So, it's really important to get your right ducks in the row and have the right people in the corner. We've got some great members here, and pretty fortunate to be in the position we are today after the struggles we definitely did see. So.
Right. So, what do you think about your mindset when you first started and your mindset now?
When I first started, I really thought this was going to be, honestly, I just thought it was going to be my 9 to 5. My mindset was like, hey, my life's going to get easier, I'm going to work less, yada, yada, yada. And that was just the wrong mindset to have for opening up a business. When you open up a business, you got to understand, like, don't think your life's going to get easier. Your life's going to get 10 times harder. You know what? Because I thought I was going to be working less hours a week. Well, I turned out to working, instead of working 35, 40 hours a week, I was working 70, 80 hours a week. And instead of making 70, 80K a year, I was making 50K a year. So I was putting half my time here, which wasn't making any money. And then I was working extra hours at my other job just to keep them both afloat. So,
So just huge sacrifices that you had to make in order to make this work.
Just the sacrifice alone, like a lot of people just don't understand the sacrifice, and maybe everybody doesn't have to make these type of sacrifices, but for me, the last year and a half, that's, I don't have kids. If I had kids, like, that'd have been terrible, there'd been a lot of time that I missed out on them growing up. You know, I got puppies. I want to go have a good summer. I want to go take them for walks, take them for hikes. You know, and now I'm getting to the point where I finally can do that going on 2 years this summer into the business. But I mean, you need that gap. You need to prepare for that. You need to know these type of things, that these are the realities of it. It might not happen in every case, like I said, but you know, what is it like? I don't even know what the percentage of businesses fail in the first couple. It's 1 out of 20 succeed, you know, and I was that close to being one of those 1 out of 20 at one point, you know. Like I said, I got some great loyal members, and now we're just kind of on the up climbs. You know, we're up to almost about 50 people, which is great. You know, if this turns into a 9 to 5, it does. But my passion's there for it, and that's what's important to me.
Yeah, that's very important.
So, but yeah, the struggles are definitely real of opening up a business. I mean, it's been a great life adventure. I've learned a lot. I'm very hesitant on opening up another gym right now. About a year ago we were thinking about it, but we'll see what happens this summer. Love you, honey. It ain't happening yet. Happy wife, happy life. So, you know, but it'd be nice to settle in here and maybe look at a family here in a couple of years, and if this blows up a little bit and be a 9 to 5, have weekends off.
Yeah,
that'd be cool someday. You know, we'll see what happens. Here we are on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Our day off.
Yeah, our only day off together.
Yep, right? Yeah, the struggles have been real though, for sure. Definitely a process. It's definitely definitely something that a lot of people don't think of. You think of all the goods, and when you weigh stuff out and you're looking at opening up a business, you say like, oh, this could go right, this could go right, this could go right, but everybody balances out all these things, and they do the pros, but they don't do the cons. So now you get this giant list of pros, and you're thinking like rainbows and unicorns in this imaginary fairy world that just doesn't exist almost, you know.
No.
And then you got to look at the cons, and I understand that now. So hopefully, if anyone's watching this that's looking at starting a business or has started a business, this video can help them in some sort of way. Because honestly, God, that's some of the best advice. Just be prepared for the lumps, because you're going to run into lumps no matter what your business is. You got to be able to deal with them, you know.
Yeah, and as soon as you hit those, push through.
Yeah, push through.
Don't let anything stop you. If your business is your dream, that's what you want to do with life, then do it. Doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah. Gotta just keep pursuing your dreams, keep pushing forward. You know, a guy that I really look up to, Jungle Boy Boxing up in Duluth. He always says if you're 1% better each day, you're 365% better at the end of each year. So, and you know that's true. 1% better each day. It's pretty easy to put in 1% each day more. So, you know, just keep making self-progress. Everybody walks into this gym, everybody walks into every gym at a different fitness level. But you can walk out of there at a better fitness level than you came in 1 week after the next. So it's important just to keep getting up that next ladder. You know, everyone walks in at a certain step. Maybe there's 100 levels, and one guy walks in at 1 and one guy walks in at 50. Well, that guy can get to 60 for the 50 if he's working harder. It's just a matter of who's coming in and putting in the work. You know, staying motivated and making self-progress is super important. That's when I started making huge gains in the fitness game. It's when I quit focusing on what everybody else was doing and said, hey, you're the man in the mirror. This is what I got to work with. How are we going to make it better? So.
Yeah, I think that's great advice for people. Like, I remember when I opened my first business, it was pretty much the same thing. I'm like, oh, I'm going to make so much money because I know so much about this one thing that people are going to flock in. That business is now closed.
Yeah. And like you said, you know, there's a lot of people like that. And, you know, I was right there, you know, I was at the brim of closing. I don't have that huge of overhead. I got $1,700 when I first opened. That's what it costs to keep this gym open, you know. So that's, you know, 35 members, you know, or whatever, which I didn't have, you know. I floated under 20 for a while. So, you know, then I do personal training there. And then, you know, you pick up shifts at your other job, and that's where you say, like, are you going to be able to build that passion? Are you going to be able to have the income, depending on, you know, I mean, I should have got a lot bigger loan too. You know, if you're taking out a loan, whatever your business is, add an extra 30% to it, because you're going to need more money. It's never enough, you know. 25K, that's what I thought I could open this with. I probably put 25 into it in the last year. So, you know, I'm probably like 50 deep now, but 25 was not enough. I mean, we scraped by. Luckily, we had the boxing ring, because that took up so much square footage that we just didn't need to put all that, you know, the fancy bikes, the treadmills, the TVs. We didn't need all that, because we took up a lot of room with it. So,
right.
Fortunately, the ring kind of did save me in a way, starting off with it like that. And then once I built the member base, it was definitely the time for it to go. I mean, we got 16 bags up in here now. we're sitting in the back corner. We got 3 guys boxing. I mean, we could have another 5 guys in here and be comfortable. You know, sitting
Yeah,
back here.
there's still plenty of room, which is great because all the other boxing gyms, they're like, they got $100,000 loans and open up, put everything they possibly can think, and in the very middle is the boxing ring.
Yeah. Any of the ring's kind of important, you know. If you got a caliber of people that really need it, you know. We're green. We got a lot of people that are introducing to fighting and wanting to get to that next level. So I'm really hoping to get them there. I get 4 or 5 active fighters. Some of these young kids that come in with their parents. I got a lot of kids between 14 and 17 right now. I'd say, well, one that's 14, 13, and 16. So I got 3 kids that are taking it super serious, and I'm hoping to get some matches this year. And then this summer, maybe we'll start like a competitive squad. And then maybe, you know, a year or 2 from now, I'm not really looking for a bigger building currently. You know, we're very content with where we're at, just very happy. And, you know, but maybe in a couple years from now, if the gym keeps growing, I get up to 100 people, then maybe we'll get a ring. We'll have that competitive squad again. But you really got to have that clientele for it. It's not something you walk into a boxing gym and start sparring right away. A lot of people get that, you know, and there's a lot to learn. There's no good in that. You know, I used to let people spar. I learned the hard way not to let people spar too early. Now I don't really let people spar, period. A little bit here and there if you're certified. You got a guy in the back who's he's selling out Mandy Benz. His last fight was in Brooklyn, New York, so he's fighting on Showtime. He just joined today, so that's a cool new addition to the gym. So, you know, hopefully we can keep grabbing a couple guys like this guy. He's working here in the city for a couple months, but hopefully, you know, we can keep getting some competitive guys like that and maybe get back into, you know, the fighter style someday. I'm not opposed to it. Just need to have the clientele for it. Maybe someday we'll get the ring back. See what happens. Not in this building, though. We don't have a ring.
No. So let's talk about like the struggles of overcoming like your past and stuff like that.
Yeah, so for me, like a lot of people that don't know this about me and like boxing, like I got into boxing at, you know, just at a later age. I was into it when I was younger, but then I fell out of it for maybe a decade and got back into it at 25. And for me, like just having to drink at a 130 bottle bar at my house, I had 3 beers on tap in my living room. So every day when I got off, it was you either want an IPA, a cider, or whatever porter or stout I had on. I had 3 selections, so like a dark, an IPA, or something sweet with whiskey on the rocks every night, you know. And I drank till 5 o'clock, woke up hungover, and then I'll go repeat it. And I had a pretty good job, and I'm not dogging. I'll just say it. I worked for Applebee's. You know, I was a corporate manager for Applebee's for a long time, and it was a great job. You know, but the lifestyle outside of that job just wasn't very well structured. You know, it was great there. I did well there, I want to say, but you know, I just didn't have a lot more to life other than going to work and getting drunk afterwards and waking up. So then one day I was on like a 2-day bender and woke up just God so hungover, and I was like 25, and I drove to the cities, and I don't remember what I was doing there, but I seen a boxing gym, and I was looking at it, and I was like, took a picture of it, and I was like, man, I should go in there. And then I was like, nah, I'll just post it on my Snapchat, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go in today. And then I ended up going in. I did 3 rounds. I went in the bathroom, and literally it was like dry heaving, puking over the toilet. Looked in the mirror, and that was the day where I was like, holy cow, like what's going on? You know, I was about 50, 60 pounds bigger, and you know, that was my wake-up call in life, you know, and that was about 4 years ago. And then, you know, I started going to that gym every day for 9 months, and I lost about 55, 60 pounds. I got down to that 141 fight weight, and then I started kind of building the physique and the fighter shape that I got now. And, you know, I just got really into it, so I bounced around at a few gyms in the cities, and that's when I started developing the hidden storage. You know, I was spending all that time driving to work and then driving to a gym before I was losing my car, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, God, this isn't working. So I built that boxing gym in the storage unit and started jogging there every day. So for me, like, you know, when I tell people boxing saved my life, honestly, it truly did. You know, I take boxing as an outlet for me, and you know, maybe it isn't your outlet or anybody else's, but somebody's got something, whether it's art, whether it's, you know, football, basketball, anything that keeps you busy and keeps kids out of trouble. You know, find something you're passionate about. If you can make a career out of that.
Yeah, a lot of people get rich off their passions.
You know, and a lot of people don't pursue them too. You know, they get stuck in that 9 to 5 that they don't like, and
complacency mindset.
They just get stuck. You know, and they're just content with it, and they're not making that growth. You know, and they're just living life day by day. And that was me. That was me for 8 years. You know,
and they normally have regrets.
Yeah. You know, and like I said, I had a great job. I made great money from age 18 to age 25, I made more money every year. So my graph looks like this, my income scale. But then when I opened up this gym, like I said, I made about 20K less that year. So that was the first year it went down. But that was also the first year that I realized money doesn't buy happiness, you know, and that's true. I mean, honestly, like I'm living proof. Like I thought I was crazy saying that 2 years ago, but you know what? I'm happier now than I was last year for sure, and I made significantly less money. So
Yeah.
it's not everything. It's not everything.
Like my business that I closed, it was my passion. It was a self-defense business and agriculture because there was no money being made.
Yeah. And you know,
It happens.
and you know that's kind of like this now still too. You know, I put a lot of money back into it, but I still haven't opened to date. I haven't kept a dollar. You know, everything comes back into it. And I'm okay with that. I'm building it for a bigger future, and if it ends up in my garage or my house someday, then it ends up in my garage.
Hit that like button and subscribe. So
Alright.
until next time, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it. Love having you here. Hopefully we'll get another chance to get back on the camera.
Yeah.